Hello, everybody. Welcome to week number 2 of the Final Cut. It's the Overwatch League recap, opinion, and preview show all in one final cut. I am your host, Coins George, and we're going to start this week's show off with some news on the front of how the show is going to be formatted. So the show is split into 3 different acts. The first act is the recap, second act's the opinion, and the third act is the preview. Instead of it all being in one long 30-minute video, I'm going to try to split it into 3 separate 10-minute videos. Makes it a little more digestible, a little less intimidating, and I'm going to release them on 3 separate days, so I have 1 day to work on each of them. This way I can put more research and time into them, and I should be able to give you guys a little bit of a better product because of it. So expect Sundays to be the recap, where I recap the previous week in Overwatch League. Mondays will be the opinion, where I give out my opinions on the various ongoing events and things. And then Tuesday will be the preview, where I preview the next week. This is the recap, as you can tell from the title. Let's just get straight into it. A lot of stuff happened on stage. A lot of stuff happened off stage this week. I'm going to be saving that offstage stuff for the opinion tomorrow, so XQC's suspension is not going to be mentioned at all in today's video, but check out tomorrow's for a pretty interesting take on it. I'm excited to make that video. Let's get right into the standings. At the top, we have the 3 teams with all Korean rosters, of course, are all at 4-0. They have widened the gap a bit, as we have them 2 games ahead of everybody else in the league. Let's talk about that number 4 spot, though. That number 4 spot's always it's been interesting to me, and this week it's the Houston Outlaws that have that spot, and they probably had the best week out of any team last week. They went 2-0. They went 0-0, 8-0 overall on maps. Seoul did as well. But Houston Outlaws, this is more impressive for the Outlaws team that started 0-2, and they're now 2-0. Of course, the Houston Outlaws' first game was against Shanghai. It went 4-0. But then we had the Texas Showdown. Houston faced Dallas in a great rivalry game. It was great in the preseason, but I don't think anyone expected Houston to 4-0 Dallas. I think most people had Dallas winning this game. And I think if people had Houston winning this game, it was not 4-0. Of course, JLulKE is on screen right now, showing us that he could play more than Junkrat. I think chat has been giving him a little bit of shit for only being able to play Junkrat. But he came out this week and he showed us some Genji. I haven't seen him play this well on Genji before. He played really well, and the Houston Outlaws overall, just a better strategy this week. They didn't sub in Clockwork once. They kept Linkser in, and of course Linkser is their best DPS. As much as people talk about Jake, Linkser is their best DPS, obviously. Jake's great, but Linkser has just straight up mechanical skills and a bunch of hit scan heroes, and Houston needs that. Houston really needs that, especially on control points. And they won both of their control maps this week. So that's really, really impressive for Houston. The Houston Outlaws go to 2-2, of course. They pass up the Valiant just because they have a better map score than the Valiant. Let's talk a bit about the Valiant, because they had an interesting week as well. The Los Angeles Valiant had to face 2 Korean roster teams this week after starting 2-0 and proving themselves to be the best Western team by beating Dallas. They were immediately thrown into the Wolves. They faced New York, and then they faced London this week. They lost to New York 3-1. That was a good game. You expected it to hopefully go to 5 maps. It didn't, but it was still a good game. New York played very well. I think a lot better than people expected them to, especially looking back at it now after the Los Angeles Valiant were able to take the London Spitfire to 5 maps. The London Spitfire looked bad at points in this game. I have to admit, they looked a lot worse than they usually do. but I don't think we should take any credit away from the Los Angeles Valiant. They were able to take them to 5 maps, and they just weren't as well practiced as at Lijiang Tower. I think we could clearly see that London had a little more practice on Lijiang Tower, because LA looked like a completely different team on Lijiang. They were just getting absolutely dominated. Watch out for Agilities, though. This Agilities guy, he's quietly the most consistent DPS in this league. Agilities performed really well in this match against London Spitfire, and I think people need to pay attention to him more, even though the camera's maybe not on him too much, and he doesn't have the most flashy plays or 5 kills or 6 kill plays. I still think Agilities is one of the most consistent DPS players when he's out there for the Los Angeles Valiant, and he really helped out this week in a week where Soon didn't absolutely carry the Valiant like he did in the first week. Soon was absolutely fantastic the week 1, and I think Agilities really helped Soon out this week. Los Angeles Valiant dropped to 2-2, but that I don't think they should be discouraged at all. This team looks really good, and I still think they're the best Western team until Houston beats them. So Los Angeles with a very good week. On the other teams, of course, they had some very interesting weeks as well. Florida Mayhem got their first win. They're 1-3. They beat the Shanghai Dragons, of course. The Shanghai Dragons are 0-4. They're just looking like a team that belongs in contenders, unfortunately. You were hoping this wouldn't happen. You were hoping there wouldn't be a Cleveland Browns of the Overwatch League. Everyone was. But here they are. I'm really hoping the Dragons can come in the off season, or in the once the pickups start halfway through the season here. I hope the Shanghai Dragons can get some good players. They've already mentioned in interviews they do have a plan for that. They do have a strategy for that. A bunch of Chinese players are very young and not old enough to be able to play in this league yet. So hopefully they pick up some fresh 18-year-olds in the Chinese scene that are very good. Because I do want this league to be as competitive as possible. Go Shanghai. Don't make me Bible thump anymore, please. Every week I give out a golden coin. This week I'm giving out 2 golden coins. I have no play of the week for you guys this week. I really want to give out 2 golden coins this week because I think 2 players deserve them. Golden coins go to the player that didn't make the most flashy play, but a player that still made a play that helped their team win a map, win a point, win a fight even. It wasn't the flashiest play, but without what this person did, they wouldn't have won it. The first one's going to go to Muma, the man himself, the tank, the Winston player. He had a fantastic week. This guy's so good. He's so good. This is a play against the Dallas Fuel where it's the last chance for Dallas Fuel to attack. And I know Muma dies here. He only gets 1 kill, but it's such an important kill. We all know Mercy is probably the most important hero on each person's team in this meta, which is sad in itself. But Muma just jumps up there. He primal rages, and he does not care. He does not care that he's about to die. His one goal is to kill that Mercy, cuss down that Mercy. And honestly, Dallas Fuel was trading blows in this fight. They were trading kills with the Houston Outlaws, and they could have possibly won this fight if they still had Custa up. Muma, he made tons of golden coin worthy plays this week, let's be honest. Winston's just a golden coin of a hero. He makes so many sacrifices, and Muma's the biggest sacrificer this week. The second golden coin goes to a man, Baby Bay. We need to get more in depth about this one here, because this entire match against Boston Uprising, it was the Baby Bay versus Dream Casper show. Of course, the announcers had it on for them, and even Baby Bay and Dream Casper themselves within game just were 1v1ing each other on Widow, on Genji, on McCree, on all of these heroes that they play. Farah was included in that, and that was probably the one hero where there was a clear difference between the two. Dreams Casper, Baby Bay's less, just not as well practiced on Farah, so Dream Casper would win a majority of the 1v1s. It was a little embarrassing for Baby Bay. But of course, this match went to a tiebreaker map, and this is the last point of that tiebreaker map. It is 1-1, and when I saw the Gardens, I was like, this is a fair map. Dream Casper has carried his team every single time. It's a 1v1 Baby Bay versus him on Farah. But Baby Bay, this is you DPS players. You should swallow your pride, and you should know when you're going to get beat. Do what Baby Bay does on this map. He doesn't even pay attention to Dream Casper. He's just going for ground shots. He doesn't want the 1v1 versus Dream Casper. He's finally going towards his strengths, which is killing other players who are not focusing their fire on him whatsoever. This entire map was won because Baby Bay was untouched in the sky. And it's because Baby Bay didn't go up to Dream Casper and say, hey, kill me. Baby Bay kept his space, kept his ground, and he just straight up focused on the ground itself. Baby Bay won this game for the San Francisco Shock. I know he's the leader. He's their leader. He really did. Let's head into power rankings to finish this up real fast. These are my rankings this week. These are them. The Excelsior win above the Spitfire. I'll explain real quick. Just because they looked better against Los Angeles Valiant than London did. They just look like a more well-put-together team, and that would make sense because LW Blue has been together longer than Chengdu and GC Busan mixing in a starting lineup together. Outlaws moved up tons this week. There were 9 last week. They're up to 4, and that's why you see a lot of down arrows down there. It's mainly because Outlaws had to move those guys all down. I do think the Outlaws are really good, and I think the Koreans and Ryu Jae Hong on the Seoul Dynasty would agree with me. Of course, Dallas Fuel is still up there. They played really well against London. They played really well. They've played really well all season. They've lost to, as you can see from my power rankings, their losses are still all to top 5 teams. Dallas Fuel will get their stuff together and they'll win. They'll be in the playoffs. Don't expect anything different. At the bottom, I think things are still shaking out a bit, and I'd have the Fusion at the top of the bottom half because I just think they have the most skilled players out of any of them right now. The Shock moved up against the Mayhem because the Shock like to prove me wrong. The Shock are a lot better than I thought they would be. So that, my friends, is the recap. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Every Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, I will be giving you guys an amazing video. Please come back for the opinion tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Coins George. Catch you guys tomorrow.